women think the biggest challenge after 40 is weight gain, but something else starts much earlier: the quiet loss of muscle and bone strength. And it doesn't happen overnight. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly you feel older. Instead, it happens slowly. Like carrying your groceries feels a bit heavier. Getting up from the floor takes a little bit more effort. Climbing stairs feel a bit harder. And just recently, I had a conversation with one of my friends, and she told me, I am walking more than ever. I'm doing cardio. I've lost actually a good substantial amount of weight, but somehow I feel weaker. And today, the conversation also includes something new. It's the GLP medication and fast weight loss. These medications have helped so many women to improve their health. But what almost no one explains clearly is what happens to muscle during that process. And we need to have those conversations. So today we're going to talk about what happens to muscle and bone after 35, why cardio alone is not enough, what resistance training actually is, how to stay strong while using GLP-1 medication, and how to move from weight loss to something much more powerful, which is strength and longevity. This podcast is educational and it's not a medical advice. So please talk to your doctor about medications, training, or nutrition changes. Let's get right into because I'm very excited. We're going to talk about the GLP-1 medications in weight loss. It's medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro. These medications work in a few very important ways. It reduces your appetite. It slows your stomach emptying. They help regulate your blood sugar. And for many women, including some of my friends and family members, GLP-1 medications have been life-changing. You may have been trying to lose weight for so long after years and decades. And now you finally probably might have improved your blood sugar. Your joint hurts a little less. And maybe for the first time in a very long time, you feel calmer around food instead of constantly battling those darn cravings. That matters and it's a big deal. Using medication to improve your health is healthcare. You're not cheating, but there is something that often gets missed in this conversation. When your body loses weight, whether through medication or diet, it loses both fat and lean mass. Lean mass includes muscles, and research suggests 20 to 40% of weight loss can come from muscle if nothing is done to protect it. That's why some people lose weight, but they feel weaker or softer or more tired. That doesn't mean something's wrong. It simply means the next phase begins. Phase 1 was weight loss. Phase 2, very important, is protecting muscle and build strength. So what happens to muscle after we turn 35? There is a word for age-related muscle. Sorry, it's a bit boring, but it's important to be addressed. It's called sarcopenia. It simply means that the muscle slowly shrinks and weakens as we age, especially if we are not doing any resistance training. Research suggests that adults can lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade after age 30 if nothing is done to stop it. That means by 40, 50, 60, your strength can decline substantially. And muscle is not just about the way it looks. Muscle supports your metabolism, it regulates your blood sugar, it protects your joints, it improves balance, and it makes daily life easier. This is how you notice when you're losing your muscles. As simple things feels harder than you used to. lifting your suitcase, carrying your kids to the bedroom when they fall asleep at the couch, carrying your laundry basket upstairs. Those are small signals that the muscle strength matters. This is so good news, and it's very powerful because muscle is extremely trainable even later in life. There is a expert that I have read his studies is Dr. Stuart Phillips. And in one of his research, it showed that resistance training combined with enough protein can slow, can stop, and even reverse age-related muscle loss. So it's never too late to reverse those muscle loss. Your body can still adapt. It's not too late. And from this conversation, we can also connect with bone density. Muscles and bones are deeply connected. And here's something that many people don't realize. Your bones are not static. They're living tissue. And every single day, your body is breaking down small amounts of old bones and building new bone. Fascinating, right? It is a constant think about it's a constant renovation project happening inside of you. Not in your kitchen, but inside of you. But bones don't rebuild randomly. They respond to signals. And when you lift something heavy, like your Amazon box or your suitcase, your bag of groceries, your muscle pull on your bones. And that pull sends a message to your skeleton. And the message is we still need to be strong. And when you climb stairs, carry your kids, or push your stroller, or challenge your legs with resistance training, the same thing happens. Your bones are listening. They adapt the demands that you place on them. But if those signals are no longer around, if your body rarely lifts, pushes, or pulls, or impact the ground, you're living a sedentary life, the message is very simple. Your bones start to hear this. You don't need this strength anymore. And slowly, over time, your bones become thinner. And that's how conditions like osteopenia and osteoporosis develop. But here is the powerful one. It's the powerful part that you have the control. You can drive the car. The process works both ways. And I love reading my research, and there is this research by Lift More trial led by Dr. Belinda Beck that show that properly designed resistance training actually increase bone density in postmenopausal women. Think about for a moment bone density, which a lot of us women always assumed it will decline with age no matter what. It's not correct. You actually have the power to improve your bone density by lifting weights, and it has to be consistent. That means your bones are not passive. It's great news. The bones are responsive. They're waiting for that signal. And every time you lift, you carry, you climb, or you challenge your muscles, you are sending that signal. You are telling your skeleton, stay strong. I still need you. And here is why this matters so much, and I'm so passionate about that. When doctors talk about bone health, they often worry about one thing, fractures. We all have aging parents, and we're terrified of fractures for them because we know as we're getting older and older, a fall that leads to a broken hip can completely change the course of life. It can mean surgery, months of recovery, and sometimes even losing the ability to live independently. But strength training changed that story. And you are in charge of driving that car. When you build strong muscles, you also build strong bones. And just as important, you build balance, coordination, and stability. So the real goal isn't just better bone density on your skin. The real goal here is being able to catch yourself when you trip, being able to move through life with confidence, because strength isn't just about today. It's about protecting your independence in 20, 30, even 40 years from now. Longevity, ladies, strength training is not just about building muscles. I keep saying over and over, it's protecting the life that you want to keep living. That's so powerful. And I'm going to move into something called the cardio trap, because I am very guilty of that. And I'm one of those women who fell into cardio trap. And what does that mean? It's walking every day, it's running, it's cycling classes, tracking steps. Cardio, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic for your heart. It helps me with my mental health, especially on those tough days. But cardio alone does not send a strong enough signal to keep our muscles and bones. You can walk 10,000 steps a day and still lose muscles if your muscles are never challenged. Think like this. Cardio helps you live long. Strength training helps you live strong. Love that. Cardio helps you live long, and strength training helps you live strong. Love it. You don't need to stop the cardio. I'm not stopping my cardio, but I'm definitely adding strength training. And I keep saying strength training, strength training. And what is resistance training really? Resistance training simply means asking your muscles to work against a challenge. The challenge can be your body weight, dumbbells, resistance bands, kettlebells, gym machines. The body is incredibly efficient, and it keeps what it needs and lets go what if it doesn't. So if you're regular, I can't pronounce this word, but if you can challenge your muscles regularly with resistance training, your body interprets it as a signal. The muscles are needed, so it adapts by becoming stronger and building more and more muscles. But if your body never experienced resistance or challenge, you assume those muscles are no longer necessary, and slowly it lets some of them go. So your body builds what you ask to build. Isn't that so cool? I love that. And that's why we keep talking about resistance training. And with that, there is also impact training, because study has shown that bones also respond to impact. Impact does not mean you're going to go do crazy extreme workout, jump like a maniac. It simply means you can do a brisk walking uphill, stair climb, steps up, light jogging if you can, small jumps if you feel it's safe, but sometimes just daily choices. How about instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs? That's an impact. How about parking farther away and in a little uphill if it's possible? Go hiking. Do you have a trampoline? Jump with your kids. Those are small signals that tells your bone, stay strong. I have many of these conversations with my friends and family members. And one of my friends who just lost actually tons of weight, she asked me, you keep saying about muscles. How do I protect my muscles? Especially after losing so much weight. And if I could do a framework, it's so simple. 3 things. You lift, you eat your protein, and you move. You lift, you strength training 2 or 3 days per week. Your protein, you aim roughly for 80 to 100 grams per day for many women spread across meals. You move, stay active. Your workout is sending signals. Protein is providing the building blocks, and together they protect the muscles. A simply weekly plan if you have the time. Let's make this practical. Imagine your week like this. Mondays and Wednesdays, you can do strength training. Saturday, you go on a hike, on a long walk, family activity. Most strength workouts, you only need 30, 40 minutes if you have that time. one thing I emphasize this over and over again. Consistency matters more than the perfection. Consistency matters more than perfection. One session is better than none. Now, I have a message for all the women out there on GLP-1, and I want to speak directly to you for a moment. You did something hard. You made a decision to take care of your health. Even when people were judging you, even when people had your opinions, comments, and judgments. Maybe you tried everything else before, diet after diet, more cardio, more discipline, more willpower, and more of everything. And maybe for the first time in a long time, something finally helped you. You finally lost weight. Your blood sugar improved, your body started to feel different. That matters. You are allowed to feel proud of your progress. You did not cheat. You use a medical tool to address a real biological challenge. That is healthcare. But now something important happens. When you reach this moment and you think your journey is over, in reality, this is where the next phase begins. And I am so excited for you. Phase 1, done. The weight lost. Now, phase 2, very exciting. Let's do your strength. Strength for your muscles, strength for your bones, strength for your metabolism, strength for your future. You're not starting over, you are upgrading. And that medication helped to regulate your appetite and support weight loss. Now your training and nutrition is going to help to shape what your body's made for. Muscle, strength, and resilience. You deserve more than a smaller body. You deserve a body that can get up from the floor easy, carry bags without pain, climb stairs without hesitation, travel, hike, play with your kids, your grandkids, and move through life with confidence. You're not just someone who lost weight. You are a woman who built strength. And if you're listening to this and think, okay, I want the next phase, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. After 35, muscle and bone loss slowly begin. Cardio alone cannot stop. Medication alone cannot stop. But you are not powerless. You are in control. You're driving that car. Lift weights. Eat enough protein. Move every day. Your future self at age 70, 80 will not care what your lowest number on the scale was. She'll care if she can move freely. And if you remember one thing from today, smaller is not the final goal. Stronger is. Weight loss may have been a step 1. Strength is step 2. And if you're ready for the next phase, that is exactly why I created the Calm movement to help women build strong, capable bodies for the life that they want to live. Smaller is not the final goal, stronger is. Subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Leticia Call. Thank you for your time, and remember, smaller is not the final goal, stronger is. Thank you.